Welcome to another Indie Dev Showcase, highlighting the many indie games we play here on the channel. If you'd like to submit a game for a future video, please reach out. But otherwise, let's begin. We are kicking things off with, well, a little bit of a hand adventure with Super Adventure Hand. The footage that you are seeing is taken from the demo and may not represent the current version of the game, which I believe is out now. In this platformer, we play as, Thing's cousin, who is out on an adventure. And in order to explore, we must, be very handy and make it across a variety of obstacles, environments, and challenges. As a hand, besides looking very creepy as you walk around, you'll be able to grab and interact with a variety of objects. Each level will challenge you to get through it as quickly as you can without falling, as well as making use of simulated physics on a variety of objects as well, from keys to chests to even more. The game, from what we played of it, feels really good to play. Again, when we deal with simulated physics like this, some of it can be a little janky in spots, especially when physics interact with each other and can lead to some crazy shenanigans. But this looks like a very entertaining 3D platformer for those of you looking for something that's a little bit more handy in its design. We now turn to Chord. This is Brutal Legend meets Slay the Spire, when heavy metal demons from hell are trying to invade and take over the planet. Our band, quite literally, of heroes must stand their way and beat them back one show at a time. In this one, the 4 individual members of your band each belong to a different class, like drummer, lead singer, and so on. You can't have 2 or more of the same class in your party, so you can't have a whole electric guitar party, I'm afraid. But each class has different variations of characters that you'll unlock over play. This one can be a little bit on the trickier side to learn. Your energy for each round is split between your different members, and you'll need to decide which cards to play from each member on each turn. The different classes have certain rules for how they'll behave, such as having your tank be able to shield and protect other characters. You have a buffer/healer and stuff like that. When you gain upgrades, you'll have to decide which ones you'll apply or which ones you'll get for each member, and every character can find or equip different artifacts that can change how they behave and add even more complexity to this one. Now, I really do like the aesthetic and some very inventive character designs. As with a lot of the deck builders we've played, however, the scaling as you go from kind of chapter to chapter definitely escalates, and if you're not keeping pace or keeping ahead of it, it's very easy for the enemies to just overwhelm you with stronger attacks and better options. There is persistence in terms of, again, unlocking new bandmates or characters to get, as well as getting access to new artifacts that can show up and things like that. This one definitely went, I think, under the radar for a lot of people for this year when it came out early access, but it is a very entertaining and very differently themed deck builder. So if you like rocking out, headbanging, and card play, then this is an easy recommendation. We now have another musical theme game with Rhythm Sprout, and let me make sure I get the right title here: Sick Beats and Bad Sweets. This is a musical game where the vegetable kingdom has been invaded by bad guys, and we must, dance our way to victory. So this is a game, as you can tell by the footage, that this is pure kind of rhythm, get your timing right style game. As things go on, you'll have to introduce other elements to meet the proper beats. All the music has been kind of made exclusively or made to kind of fit this game. There are bonus modes, bonus challenges, and everything to get your groove on as you're going through it. Now, with that said, at the end of the day, this is still a rhythm-focused game, And if you're like me and you don't have a lot of rhythm, then it's probably not going to be the best one for you. But there is certainly a lot of content here if you're looking for a game to dance, chill, and I guess get into the groove with. Now we turn to something not as bright and cheery with Return. The footage that you're seeing is taken from our demo play of it. This is a challenging 2D side-scroller, where an astronaut and his wife have crash-landed on post-apocalyptic Earth 200 years in the future. They find the planet has been ravaged by monsters, people have gone all crazy trying to murder you, and in order to get off the planet, we are going to explore, find the equipment we need, and of course try not to die in the process. So this one kind of leans towards an almost Souls-like atmosphere, as you'll need to properly manage your stamina as you use your sword and other weapons in order to explore, find more clues, and power yourself up. From what we played of this one, the atmosphere and kind of pixel art are really well done to give you that sense that, well, everything is long dead. Now, with that said, it is a little bit hard to figure out like where you're going or what you should be doing. Despite the game being a side-scroller, you'll be going to a very wide variety of environments, and it can be hard to figure out just what you're really trying to do in any of them. And I'm pretty sure I got turned around several times while we were playing the demo. But the game itself reminds a little bit of another pixel art style game that I enjoy, and that was Gloom. And there is certainly something here for fans looking for a very interesting 2D side-scroller. And from the store page, it says that this is also made by a solo developer, so definitely praise them for having this interesting concept as their first title. And now we have Temple of Snek. This was a game that we played the demo, or we played an earlier build a long time ago, but it did hit 1.0 as of 2023. This is a puzzle adventure game where you play as a snake of a temple. When infidels have invaded and are messing around, you must slither your way across the myriad of obstacles to devour them, grow bigger, and take things back. So the game itself is basically expanding on the concept of the game Snake. As you eat enemies and stuff around, you'll grow one segment longer, and you'll need to use your enhanced girth in order to hit multiple switches, get to other characters, trap them, and so on. Now, the difficulty of this one is that it can be sometimes hard to see where you're trying to go due to how the camera shows things, and you are always moving forward. While you can kind of speed up or slow things down to some extent, your character will never sit still. And that means it's very easy to not see where you're going, bang your snake, and you must restart the current puzzle. Now, the game does feature some good variety of puzzle design and mechanics, and it certainly grows over the course of playing it. If you enjoy the kind of snake-like design, looking for one that is more involved, I would give this one a check. But if you're not a fan of slithering around one tile at a time, then Temple of Snek is probably not going to work for you. And for the last game of our showcase this week, this is Pharoah: A New Era. And this is a remake of the original Pharoah, which was one of the best Impressions era city builders. So this one features all the staples of that design. A walker system where you must properly set up your roads so that services will kind of push out and get to everyone that they need to. You'll need to make sure that your cities have enough decorations to get people happy enough to upgrade and evolve their buildings, and you will go on a massive campaign to try and build the best dang Egyptian era civilization as one can be. The game has added in a mission editor, and there have been some discussions about that they have redesigned the military side to make it just completely automatic, rather than being kind of like an RTS style one. So if that's not enough to kind of sell you on this one, then this is a very solid remake, or I'm sorry, a remaster of that design. If you're hoping for like completely brand new systems or an evolution on the Pharoah design, then this is not going to be that game for you. But this is a really great way for new and old fans to experience one of the more fascinating city builders of the 90s. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to do the YouTubing stuff people tell you to do. If you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my books wherever they are sold. Visit our Discord and Patreon, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on game wisdom, where some of the art and science of games.